All right, guys, welcome back into another episode of Garnet Trust here on the game. Brought to you, as always, by our friends over at Krantz Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. As always, we got a special guest from South Carolina Athletics, and today it is South Carolina second-year tight end Mike Tyler, of course, from right here in Columbia. Went to Hammond School. Mike, first of all, man, how you been doing? We appreciate you taking the time today.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. I've been doing good. We just got done with workouts for the week, so everything's good.
Awesome, man. So, like I said, you went to Hammond School. Very, very short trip for you from there to South Carolina. But your recruitment did kind of take some turns along the way. I know there were like several tight end coaches as well at South Carolina who were recruiting you for the Gamecocks. You were committed to LSU at one point. So, if you can, man, let's kind of go back in time a little bit for the fans. Take us through your recruiting process. Take us kind of through how it went and ultimately why you ended up being a Gamecock, man.
Yes, sir. So I think on my birthday, like I decided to commit to LSU because like the coaching issue was like still being resolved. I didn't know who was gonna be the coach. And I felt really confident on my spot at LSU. And then later and later, like down the line, I just continued to pray about it, talked about it with my family. And I thought South Carolina, I always thought South Carolina was gonna be like the place for home for me. So once the coaching issue got resolved and we started making everything come to terms, like it started adding up and making sense. So, and then it just felt like a home when I came on visits. It was always like homey feeling.
So you ended up picking South Carolina. You signed with the Gamecocks. You get here last year as a day one player. And I'll be honest, man, like I feel like there was maybe some thought of the jump from Hammond to the SEC. I know people talk about that quite a bit, but you came right in. You were making a lot of special teams plays. You were on the field on special teams. You were kind of putting yourself in a position to make an impact right off the bat. What do you think you were able to do to kind of earn that trust of the coaches? Like, not every freshman, as we know, gets to go ahead and play in year one. So how do you think the first year went for you, and what were you able to do to kind of find your way onto the field?
Honestly, I thought the first year was great. I mean, I didn't play as much as I wanted to, like at the tight end position, but like looking back at it, I wasn't even ready, like mentally nor physically. Like those some real guys in the SEC. Like when you're an incoming freshman, you got to be ready, especially physically, but more importantly, mentally. But I feel like learning behind guys like Brady, Jordan Dingle, like they help teach me little things, and like it's a long 12-week season, so you got to keep your confidence up. You got to stay grounded. You got to stay rooted in your principles and what you believe. So I've seen the rocky roads of some of those guys and how they dealt with it, and they just kind of enhanced and told me different things I can learn from, and I think I'm ready now.
Yeah, what has this offseason been like for you, man? Kind of now that you've seen what that grind is like, you've seen what SEC ball is like. I've heard some buzz. You've put on some good weight, put on some strength, some muscle. What has maybe been your biggest focus this offseason, and how's it going for you so far?
I say consistency and routine. Like I got a routine basically almost every day. I'm at the facility getting catches in with Cutter, or I'm on the jugs, or I'm throwing Lenore's, or I'm just doing something to get better. And especially like mentally, like my coach Ben Burris, like he harps on me, like you got to stay in the playbook. You got to know your assignment. You got to know what to do, when to do it. Like just you got to be ready when your name get called. So that's what I'm trying to prepare myself for this upcoming season.
So I know we were talking earlier about kind of the different tight end coaches when you were being recruited, but now, of course, Sean Elliott ends up taking over. Local guy, been a Gamecock for a long time, and I mean, everybody has Sean Elliott stories, man. Like the high energy nature, the physicality. What has it been like? I see you smiling, I see you laughing. What has it been like just on a day-to-day basis to learn from Coach Sean Elliott?
That's an amazing guy right there. Like, is I can't even put it into words. Like, he's really a good coach. He's taught me a lot, especially in the run game. He makes it feel like it's not even like a job. Like, we're just out there having fun. Like, he takes the seriousness away. Like, we're like little kids out there playing again. It's fun having him as a coach.
Mike, you played, if I remember correctly, were you a receiver early on, like in your
Yes,
high
sir.
school career? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So take me through this, man. You're playing a position. I know a lot of tight ends. They want to be out there running routes. They want to catch the football. They want to make plays. And then you're in the room with a guy, Sean Elliott, who was a former O-line coach. I think he played D-line himself. Do you enjoy blocking now? Do you have to enjoy blocking if you're going to be playing with, under Coach Elliott? How has that aspect of it been?
Oh, I enjoy blocking. Like that's what I like to do. But especially for Elliott, you gonna have to enjoy blocking. Like it's not an option. So you really gonna have to learn how to, unless you're not gonna play. Really, that's how I see it.
What you mentioned earlier, like some of the older guys you were with last year, Brady Dingle coming in from Kentucky as a transfer, who's been in a lot of SEC games himself. What did you maybe take away the most if you look back on what you learned from those guys, man?
Like I said earlier, I'll probably say just staying grounded and staying rooted in everything, like your principles, because like I said, it's a 12-week season. Like it's ups and downs, it's lefts and rights, like things can go out of hand real quick. So it's like just I'll probably say staying grounded.
New offense coordinator, new offense, new approach. Without giving away anything you're not supposed to, what have you enjoyed most about kind of being in this scheme and some of the tempo aspects, some of the different things he wants to do with you guys in the tight end room?
Mm, I don't know if I can say too much on that, but I definitely like the tempo. That's one thing I'll say. I definitely mess with the tempo.
Okay, I got you.
Yes, sir.
Man, let's again go back to your time at Hammond a little bit. That's a program that here in Columbia has put out lots of talented guys that have gone to play and play well in college. What did you most maybe learn from your experience at Hammond? How did you feel your game kind of grow within that program and within that offense there?
Uh, my game. Oh my gosh, it really grew when I got to Hammond because our O line coach Jeff Barnes, who played here, he taught me everything I really know when it comes to blocking, and then my tight end coach Tyler Renew taught me everything when it comes to route running, receiving, like and like they have a good resume. Like Coach Renew, I think he played for the Falcons for, if I'm not mistaken, for too long. He was one of the best backs to come through Citadel. So it's like I got people in my corner with great resources and great knowledge. So it's like I'm learning from the best.
Yeah, and resources there at South Carolina as well for you, Mike. We talked earlier about kind of gaining strength, gaining muscle. A lot of the guys we talked to on this show, they bring up Jimmy Rodriguez and the nutrition staff there in Columbia. What have those guys maybe meant to you in terms of your journey so far?
Yimmy's interesting. Yimmy, he gonna make sure you eat all the time. That's the non-negotiable, like he says. That's a non-negotiable for sure. But I definitely think adding some weight when I got here, I was way too light. When I got here, I was almost like 230. I gained about like 15 pounds, and it's good muscle weight. So yes, sir.
What does eating right look for? Like, what does that look like for an SEC athlete who is trying? I know you guys are so active. You have so many workouts anyway, just to not only gain weight, but even to keep your weight up. I got to imagine the amount of protein, the amount of overall calories. What does that look like for, an SEC student athlete?
For me, I during the week I try to stay away from fried foods unless they give it to us at the facility. Like I try to stay away from like Bojangles or Chick-fil-A and stuff like that. Heavy burgers, heavy steaks, and just really like protein, grilled chicken. My roommate will make grilled chicken here sometimes, some rice. Just like little things that's not going I'll say be too heavy on the body for the next day because we right back to it next day. So it's like you got to eat the right things just to recover quickly.
Yeah, it's July 10th when we're recording this. So kind of getting to the midway point of July. You guys aren't quite into preseason camp in terms of that goes yet. But Mike, what does a day in the life look like right now in terms of summer workouts and just you guys kind of being in this little period where you're almost at the point of preseason camp starting, but not quite there yet?
So obviously, of course, we got workouts in the morning, and then like we'll probably break down some film here or there, or go through like the install of plays and stuff like that. Coaches are in the building right now, so obviously we do player led practices like routes on air, little stuff like that, and then really it's like you can come back on your own, get recovery, get some more work in if you want, if your body's able to, and that's really it for today.
Other than football, what is Mike Tyler doing this summer? Any hobbies? Anything you like to do just to kind of get your mind away from the game every now and then?
I'm sorry. So I'm trying to pick up on golfing. I went into my first lesson not too long ago. It's hard. It's real hard. But I might go to the range this weekend.
Is that a new thing among the team? I feel like I've heard more and more guys talk about picking up golf. Is that like, have y'all gotten the bug for this? Is that a trend right now?
I think so. I think so.
Is there a simulator now? Somebody said that.
Yeah, there's a simulator on Rosewood, and there's a simulator in I think near Forest Acres, and we have one in the facility too.
Okay. All right. So
It's,
this is definitely a trend, man. When you guys were doing the events like among the team that were not football, like the basketball stuff, the wiffle ball,
yeah.
volleyball, all this different stuff, what was your best sport and why?
I would say basketball because I played basketball in high school, but I'm not gonna lie, I did not do good. So probably say we just won me and Brady just won beach volleyball with Coach Fury. I think I did the best in that. Not on my team, but like for me personally, I think that's the best thing I performed in. But we was supposed to have a college football tournament, and if we had that, I knew I would have won. So yes, sir.
Okay. How was
Yes, sir.
Furry at volleyball?
He was cold. He was real good.
Okay.
He was
All
cold.
right.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Good to know. Good to know. Man, a lot of times we ask guys some just kind of off the field, get to know you type stuff. We asked you about hobbies. What about food? If if you don't have to adhere to the nutrition stuff there at the facility, what are you kind of eating if you could have any meal?
I'm not gonna lie. I love me a good steak. Steak,
Hmm.
burgers, steak and fries, burgers and fries. That's probably my go-to meals outside the facility.
Okay. You cook them
Yes, sir.
yourself or just somebody else is cooking them?
My roommate, my roommate cooking. He know how to cook a lot.
Mike, as we kind of close this thing out, man, a couple of months away from this thing kicking off, um, what is the excitement level like for you going into year two? What do you think it's going to take for you to kind of take that next step as a player? Like, what are you focused on once preseason camp gets started, man?
The most important thing is, like you said, preseason camp. Like it's a long, like just 18 days straight. Like so, I really think being more consistent and showing up more is probably going to be like on my plate that I need to do more. And just like I said, learning the playbook, knowing the plays, being that go-to guy that I could be for the QBs and just anyone in the offense or anyone on the team. And yes, sir.
Awesome, man. Hey, I almost forgot. What did you think of the Nike gear? I know everybody's been talking about that. How's the transition been in terms of that?
Nah, it's hard. Our workout clothes definitely hard. Yes, sir. We didn't get all the gear yet, but I'm sure it's gonna look good.
Awesome, Mike. Well, hey, I know you guys are still busy, even though it's summer. So we appreciate you taking the time, and we'll be looking forward
Yes,
to
sir.
seeing what you got this summer or this season. And we wish you
Yes,
all the
sir.
luck in the world. Okay, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, that is Mike Tyler, former Hammond standout, current South Carolina standout at tight end, joining us here on the Garnet Trust Hour on the game, brought to you by our friends at Krantz Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.